you might have created from marketplace, right? Have you created an account, premium
No,
account?
AWS, like I created in this the lab one, but not a personal account. I don't have for AWS.
No, I'm not talking about the personal account. First, you log into the AWS, what you have received. Log in using Vivo Pro or something like that.
Okay, okay, okay. Let me log in then first.
Yeah.
2 minutes.
Create this. So in your like, so this is the premium version of database, what you are seeing on my screen. Okay. So here, once you do everything, the S3, if you want to mount S3, even though it's a very easy way to mount your S3. On data ingestion, when you click on Amazon S3, okay, you can directly choose any external table, right? So you can see that whatever available inside my S3 bucket, I can list all of them. Can you see that?
Okay.
Yeah. And how it is easy, because you will be able to create your new table. So let's say if you want to create a new table here, so you just have to, do AWS quick start. Manually you can also do that, or AWS quick start. So with the help of AWS quick start, you just need to paste your bucket name. Okay. Just bucket name location. And it will directly going to open the AWS account. And as the stack it has been created for workspace, it will automatically going to create the stack for S3 also. And then it will directly going to mount. And once this getting mount, in your AWS, you can directly use. So here you can see that this is my bucket name. I just have mounted it, and I can actually read it easily without any lag. So it is as easy as that using the premium.
Are you providing any file name after the bucket name?
Bucket, yeah, this is the bucket name, Dipesh
Okay,
Lab.
there is a file info path. No, next line there is file info name as well.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So it's showing me when I just mounted this, my bucket, it is showing me in this right now, this data is available. Okay. So, these are the locations, these are the paths inside this, these are the stuff are available. So I have access this thing here. You can see I have access this thing here. And then I'm able to, like print my data here.
Yeah, let's get this created, Dipesh.
Uh,
Trial
Yes,
account.
I logged in to this Dipesh
mhm.
training credentials. Using the training credentials,
You
I
can
logged
see that. You can see that when I'm just going to run in front of you.
in. Okay, are you sharing the screen, Dipesh? Do you want to share? Because I have shared the screen.
Oh, just a second.
Okay, I will stop
Please
sharing.
share your screen.
Okay, I shared the screen.
Okay, good enough. Now, just do one thing in the right, in your new tab,
Okay.
not here, on your, yeah, in this just search Databricks. So you have created a premium account of Databricks
Database premium I haven't, like I was not able to do on the
from marketplace. Have you created?
no, no, no.
No.
So I
Okay.
was not, yeah.
Okay. Just sign in. Just do create sign in.
So first of all, I need to create AWS personal account. You
No, no,
mean?
no. Just create Databricks directly. That way you can actually do that. That's not a problem.
Okay.
You don't have to create AWS account. Uh, uh, we have our own AWS account,
Mhm.
given by Nevo Pro. If that will not work, then we will see,
Mhm.
if there is any scope of.
Okay.
Oh, so basically, this is going to let you sign to the then in AWS region, choose the because
Not working, right?
yeah, start
Dipesh,
with
everyone needs to follow this, right?
yeah.
Okay.
So this is the stack name. Okay, go below database account. Okay. Permission is okay. Go below.
Mm.
Yeah, I acknowledge and create a start. Now wait. I hope so. It should create. If not create, then need to check with the vendor because they only managing the IM access.
Okay. This other way is basically creating an AWS account, personal, and then using that, right?
Yeah, if you able to create a personal AWS account, it will not take more than 2 minutes because everything is there. But again, we will let's see if we will able to create within this. It's okay. Else, if you are able to, if you are able to create your own AWS account, do the same step. You will
Mhm.
not get an error, and it will easily going to be created.
Okay. Uh, for the AWS, we don't need any credit card, right?
You
We,
require a debit card or credit card may require.
okay, it is required. Huh?
Don't create AWS account right now. Just wait for the cloud front. Let it create. If it's created, why to create a new account for now? Yeah, that is the problem we are getting. Rollback in progress. So we don't know like why this is happening. Rollback in progress.
Right.
Yeah. Is it possible for you guys to create your own AWS account? All of you?
We can try.
Okay. Please create an AWS account. Just log out.
Just to continue for today, maybe we can try creating that because as it's not working, I have already asked Arshia.
Mhm.
Not sure if Arshia is there in this call. Um, yeah, with the trial version of AWS, I was able to mount that S3. I had
Yeah.
before few
Yeah.
buckets in S3, and I was able to mount it.
Yeah, but
Um,
anyways, AWS new, if you create a new trial account, it is up to 1 year, it is free. And, but you have to make sure once you are done with that, you just delete the, whatever the resources you have created, so it will not do unnecessary and all. So anyways, after the session and all, we can easily able to destroy that, delete and all. So why not to create an account? So if you can create an account, let's do that. First, you log out from your AWS CloudFront, the previous Evo Pro. So, and then create an account. You need
While
to
creating the
go,
account, it
go
asking
and
for
then
you.
sign. Need to, yeah, that way there is a new in below. Okay, just click on it.
No, actually, I'm not able to see. It is just saying sign in using root email and
Just
forward.
click on it. But if you don't have any, or you have already your account,
No, 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 I don't have.
you want to create an account, just to then search.
Or if somebody can share this, name, actually, I don't have a debit card just now with me.
Search for AWS account.
Maybe you can share the if you had a debit card handy with you. I will have to bring it.
Deepesh, I
Definitely.
have one question. So I had this account. I mean, it was I not used it before.
Mhm.
It's more than 1 year. So, but I am seeing this billing and costing. So where should I?
Yeah, just log in that because anyways, AWS Databricks is free for 14 days. So
That's fine for the AWS.
yeah,
Uh,
so for
okay,
AWS, it will not charge you, I think, so, yeah, because just log in into that. Yeah, anyways, if you, it will be pay as you go after 1 year.
correct. But I think the card which I've used that got expired. I think I don't know
Sign in,
how
just
it is
try sign
working.
in. Try sign in. They just require just to authenticate the card. If you have account, you can sign in. If that card is expired, that's not a problem.
No, I don't have an account so far. So how to create a fresh account?
Just create account, sign up, complete sign up. You can do that. So what you need to do that now is just now open the Databricks in the new tab. Not here, new tab of
New
Databricks.
tab. Okay.
New tab, yeah.
Got it. Got it.
Here it is okay. Here itself. No, not here. Not here.
Hmm.
Oh, AWS, you have logged out, right? So this is your the recent AWS account, right? What you have created.
Correct.
Okay.
Right.
Now open the Databricks in another tab.
And the tab of Chrome.
Correct.
That was I was trying to do.
Log in with the mail ID what you have already created.
The community version.
Not community version. The one you have created a premium version.
Yesterday I created Databricks community version, right?
Yesterday you created database community version, and before that I have also asked you to create using AWS manage marketplace a premium account. Did you created that yesterday?
But
It
that
didn't
didn't
work.
work out, right?
It didn't work out.
Did you
It
create
failed.
it? That's my question. Did you created that account?
No.
No. Okay, then just search Databricks sign up. Sign up, kind of.
Just to clear, yesterday I created the cloud version using my personal account.
Okay.
This one using my corporate account.
Oh, so why you're not, if you are using, you have used the cloud version you created for community one with your personal?
That was personal, yes.
Oh, for community version, right?
Yes.
Okay, that's
So these two are two independent accounts now.
correct. Yeah, okay.
I missed a little. So you went to this Databricks using AWS Marketplace. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Either you go from AWS Marketplace or either you are doing this way, it will connect it the same thing. Okay. So
Okay.
that's not a problem. If we were using Azure or Databricks, then Azure have the complete, what we say, complete control over Databricks. That's why that is the user interface. A lot of things changes over there. Not the complete user interface, but their process gets changed. So that was the one thing. Now,
Okay.
Yesterday we use the same region, right?
correct. But
North Virginia.
in this, you are using in Chrome. This is a Chrome.
And this is Bing.
No, just please log in the Databricks inside Chrome only because over there you have already logged in AWS. So it will redirect to that AWS account.
Okay.
No,
Let me first complete the setup, then I will log in using that.
no, again,
It will not work.
it will work, but again, it will supposed to gonna ask you to log into AWS here. It's okay. Anyways.
But Chrome is a different, I mean, I use a different tab. So it does not contain the login information.
No, that's what I'm saying. Here it will ask you to log in your AWS
Okay.
account. Over there, you have already logged in. It's okay. Now just mention the AWS account here.
So Deepesh, right after getting this Databricks account created, we need to create the workspace over there, right?
Yeah, once the database account created, while you're creating this, it automatically allows you to create workspace. But if you have anyways, you have created it before, then you can ask my help. I'll let you know how to do it. So just wait. I just wanted to see with this if he is able to, is able to create in a right way or not.
This way, are we creating a premium account on
This is
Databricks?
the premium that we are creating here.
Mhm.
So we now have this Databricks premium account and AWS for 1 year, right? So why do we need that
No,
lapse now?
no. Yeah, and so there is no need, but I'm just telling you, a Databricks premium will only be accessible for 14 days.
Okay.
Okay, so you need to make sure that you just for learning purpose you can have it.
So
And
from the labs also
yeah,
we get the data bricks, is it?
yeah,
That's what it is.
Databricks, yeah, of course. But
Is
any
that not premium?
this
What
one,
for is that not the trial one for 14 days we get?
trial one is premium, the 14 days. But the community version that is free for whole life. Okay,
Ah.
that is not premium. You can do everything, whatever you can do over there, but there are certain features like some features and that
Mm-hmm.
the user interface, a lot of things changes over there. Yeah, you
Yeah,
can.
I saw that. Yeah, in the community version there is very less.
Yeah. I'll show you the
Options.
difference between them. So now I think it's created, I believe. Just so we all
Same.
able to create it. Yeah, there is no error as of now.
And on the community edition, when we log off, do we lose all the work that we did in the
No, no,
in
no,
the?
no, no. Everything will be saved.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's a good thing. Everything will be saved.
So shall we go ahead and create this now, the workspace?
Yeah. Just create a workspace. So let me just logging in. So it's created now. Can you go to the Databricks now? You know, on Databricks page. No, not here. Just your being in the
Mm.
left side, right?
Oh. Mm-hmm.
No, not here. No, you have already logged in here, right?
Yeah. I got it. I got it. I think there are two tabs open for
Yeah,
this. Mm.
yeah. Okay. So the workspace is getting created. So if you just refresh the workspace,
So
something
that AWS and Databricks that needs to be opened in the same browser so that it will
same browser,
automatically
yeah,
authenticate, huh?
yeah. Otherwise, you need to log in over there also. So yeah, just wait. I think it's getting created, or just do create workspace, or refresh it. Just refresh this account. Refresh the URL.
Page.
Yeah,
Mm.
please refresh it. Refresh the page. Can you see this? Here, the one we have created. Now click on
Yeah.
open. Open. Here, in the right side, there is an open. If you can give me an access to, to browse your screen, you know.
Dipesh, you need control.
Yeah, I need control, You,
Oh, sorry.
uh,
Then you do this.
you go to. You
So
are saying,
Dipesh, I have a question. Yesterday, when you showed us through AWS, we had to create a Databricks premium account, and I was able to create it from there.
okay,
Now,
from there,
since Hmm,
okay, then you do one thing. If you're able to create your premium account from there, then now you just have to do one thing. You just create a new AWS account. That's all.
done. That is done now.
That is done now. Then
Uh,
I'll tell you how to do that. So maybe there are a lot of people have created that way. So, Vibhudu, have you given the permission of the system to me?
Yep, it's waiting for the page to control.
Okay.
Can you try?
Dipesh, one question. Yesterday I created through AWS and then I was trying to create the community edition and it was throwing an error. Then I deleted the Databricks account in AWS and then it allowed me to create an account in community version.
Okay. So then,
Using same email ID?
no, then you need to create a brand new account of Databricks separately or from Marketplace. That's anyways is okay. Just quickly, let me explain you what we have done here is, see, here from the workspace, we can create this account, either you create from Marketplace or directly from anywhere. You just have to, if you directly create from Marketplace, you don't have to select AWS over there or Azure or anything. It will directly going to create the AWS setup over there. Okay. And then you do need to do the same thing as we have done here. Okay. You can see that in your subscription here, it's a If you go into the settings, this is your AWS Databricks. If you go into the settings, this is the free trial 14 days. It will going to end by September 18, 2024, right? Then this is the workspace. Workspace, yeah, I told you workspace is going to be attached by like with your some processing system where it's going to run, right? So it's we have created here. This is the meta store, and here we open. Once you open this, this is the screen you're getting, right? So here you can see there are a lot of changes now. So for even creating a workspace, we just don't have only notebook or data or
Yes,
compute, but we have a lot of things. We have SQL query, dashboard, auto ML experiment, DLT pipelines, data engineering, multiple things is there. Here we have a data catalog where we can import the data and we can create into delta tables and all. We have compute. In compute, even though there are multiple resources are there, you can create multiple types of compute as well as. So a lot of things is there. So that is idea. Now we are supposed to gonna do that here. We will directly able to create an data ingestion over there. So we know what you do now in AWS account, create a S3 bucket. Inside this, you can put any data. Okay, just do that one only for now. And please stop sharing your screen so I can tell others also if they are facing any challenges.
okay.
Yeah. Now, I think someone asked, like, I have created an account and I just now wanted to attach this. Can you share your screen and I'll help you?
Dipesh, actually, the account that I created yesterday was with some other email ID and today AWS account I have created from my personal account. So
That's not a problem. That's not a problem.
that's not a problem.
Yeah, that's not a problem. Please share your screen and log in both the account of Databricks and AWS both in the same browser.
One second.
So this create workspace is completed. I think I should be able to finish it. Okay. Why does it not show? So Deepesh, after this workspace is created, you want us to create this S3 in that new AWS account, right?
What?
After the workspace creation in Databricks,
Mm-hmm.
so we need to create S3 bucket in that
Okay.
new
And you
AWS.
can put the data over there.
Okay. So again, we need to create a user for that S3 so that we could use those credentials to
No. You don't
mount.
have to create
Not
any
required.
IAM access or anything because from data ingestion of Databricks, we will directly going to access that. So it
Access
will
this.
automatically, like it has created the workspace, by default, it will able to do that. So one way is by writing a code and then giving all the credentials, or one way is by creating a stack. So stack is easy because it's going to directly going to mount all the buckets, inside your
Okay,
workspace.
so this workspace which got created, it is linked to that AWS account we created.
Correct.
That's the reason. Okay.
That's it. Now just create workspace here. You have login. Please log in the AWS account here first in the new tab. New tab. Yeah, here. Yeah, that's okay. That's fine. Good enough. No worries. Now just go on to your Databricks. Yeah, just create workspace. Yeah, quick start. Next, name your workspace. Yeah.
So my question is, now the account that I created with Databricks, it was some other email ID, and AWS.
Yeah, that's not a problem now. So what is happening now is you can link anybody's account with any Databricks account. So there is no, see, Databricks is not being managed by AWS. That you need to understand one thing. We are linking Databricks account so that we can manage the workspace on AWS. So you can link anybody's Databricks account to anywhere. Either you created from marketplace also. Because
Okay.
marketplace is nothing but it's just allowing you to install any other packages also from anywhere. Like Play Store we have, right? So in Play Store we have third-party applications. That's all. But the application and everything hosted on AWS. So similarly, either you attach by outside or either you create from
Okay.
the marketplace.
Marketplace.
But when it comes to Azure Databricks have a complete life cycle. So that is a different way of working with Azure Databricks, ADS.
Okay.
So the AWS buckets, I see that by default there are two buckets created.
Yeah,
One
because
is
when you created a workspace also required to store some meta store, right?
okay.
For that
For
reason,
that purpose. So in addition to that, we need to create the bucket just for our training.
correct.
Dipesh, what is the next step after the workspace is created? We need to create the bucket, right, in AWS.
Correct. So once you're done, you need to create a bucket in AWS and try to put some data set inside it. So we'll able to mount it.
Okay.
Is my screen visible to you guys?
Yeah.
So you can see that I have created a compute here. Okay. I have taken the unnecessary, it should not take up multiple cores anyway. But this is the one I have taken up. I have taken for single user. Okay. So this is the power compute I've taken. You can do multiple things. You can restart. You can, if any one of them is created, you can restart. If you delete it, those things can be done here. Then here you can see that I have already created this. So, you can create it and then you can use what is the worker type you want to use here. Like, let's say I wanted to add it here. Let me show you. If I want to add it here, I have used power user compute. I can use personal compute also, and then shared compute, legacy shared compute. So you can also look into that because they keep adding the different types of policies, you know. So different policies, you can actually learn more about it. So the different compute policies are here. These are multiple compliances policies, they keep adding it. So yeah, then Databricks runtime, what is the version we are using? This is latest version. If you want for Apache Spark workload, you can use photon acceleration. This is speed up the process. It's for reducing the total cost per load. Then you can use what kind of worker type you want to use. Minimum worker, what is the maximum amount of worker you want to do. So I don't think so we require much workers here, worker nodes. So let's say I choose to 5 and this is the memory size I have taken up for this. You can customize it. So that's the good thing with this advanced. Then you can go for GPU accelerated node. So here you can see that this has been used. Then I've already discussed. Then if you go to the advanced option, then you can do multiple fine tuning, means how much worker nodes, one driver and how much worker nodes on demand you wanted to use. So these you can select from here. And then I told you the instance Spark versions. So there are multiple configuration of Spark. Okay. And some init script you want to give inside this. So you can also do that. Any secure server you want to connect, and this thing you can also put here. So these are certain things. Okay. And confirm and resize I just mentioned. So you also have to create the compute accordingly. Just create your compute, and it will get. You can see that in your once it's created. So let me know, all of you. So
I think we're using this personal compute, and there are not many options there.
yeah, so I'm creating a personal compute or shared compute. There are two options here. So you can create with power use compute or create with shared compute. While creating it. So while on this page, you can select you create with power use compute or create with shared compute. Okay. So once it's done, then the very first task that we're going to do, we have to add or mount the S3 that is available on our workspace in your AWS bucket. So the good thing with this Databricks premium account, you can do data ingestion directly with the tab they have given into data engineering. You can run the jobs here. You can you can parallelly run some certain jobs here, okay, to do data engineering. You can create a job here directly, okay, or you can do ingest the data. So when we talk about the data ingestion, let's talk about the data ingestion. You can directly navigate any type of data either from Snowflake, ST, GDBC, Kafka, Elasticsearch, MongoDB, PostgreSQL, MySQL, DBFS, multiple other places you can attach the file. Can you see this? And it is getting very easy after this. So let's suppose I wanted to either I can upload the file also, or either I can connect. So if I'm navigating the S3, so simply with S3, I can easily able to create. So here, once I click to the, this, you need to go here. I'm just trying to show you how you will do that. So here you need to click, okay. So I have already mounted my one S3 bucket. So if I will show you, just click on this and it will show you AWS Quick Start. Manually, you can also put all the credentials, or either it will do Quick Start by themselves. So once you do this, you need to put the S3 bucket name. So for that, you need to reach out to your S3 here. And let's say this is my S3 destination, right? Hello?
Yeah.
Just copy this and put here.
So in this way, we don't have to go through that access keys, credentials.
Nothing. It's going to create by themselves. I'll show you how. So it will create a key. It will going to create a stack like it has created the workspace, right?
Hmm.
With AWS, console, it's going to create a workspace. I'll show you. So here, you can see that once I will going to paste this, okay, here, this is what, yeah, just paste it. So the bucket name already overlap, okay. So then you have to generate a token. Can anybody share your screen, because I already pasted this, so it will easy to for me to tell you on your.
Okay, let me share. I'm sharing.
Yeah. Okay. So here,
I am here.
like now generate a token.
I need to create on this generate new token.
Yeah. You have
Okay,
this, yeah, copy it. You have this bucket name now.
Yeah, Avishkar bucket.
Okay. Just launch in quick start. So can you see this? It is opening the AWS, because whatever settings we had to do by manually, this with the help of AWS stack. So there is a cloud formation services in AWS that it's automatically going to create. So now paste this detail of a database account credential here, the token you have created. And now run
Okay,
this.
I have.
Yeah, pasted. Now go below. Yeah, just acknowledge and create a stack. It will automatically create IAM access of those things by this.
Dipesh, but we already created a stack, right? Can't we use the same thing?
But the stack you have created for Databricks, to mount the workspace, not for S3. Because when you're creating the S3, you are giving certain permission. When you're creating the workspace, you are giving certain permission, right?
Here you're trying to create S3
What?
here by
We are
using
not
this
creating
token.
S3. We are giving permission to S3 to be in access by Databricks,
Okay,
the S3 bucket.
it's like open connection.
Correct.
Mine
In
still.
case, Dipesh,
Mhm.
sorry, Vijay, you were saying something?
No, go ahead. Sure.
So in case, Dipesh, if we have multiple S3 buckets,
Mhm.
and from there, if we have to ingest the files,
Mhm.
so we will, every time we will have to create a new stacks.
Yeah, you need to mount the bucket anyways. You need to mount that particular bucket.
Okay, so mounting the bucket means we will have to create the stack, just like we
Correct.
are doing it now, right?
Correct. You need to mount the stack.
Dipesh, can you once again please show from the starting where we do the data ingestion?
Okay.
Dipesh, I should stop sharing or I should do that again, data ingestion and then select the option and so.
So it's going to be created here. Just close it. Just close. Okay. And just refresh. Meanwhile, it's going to be refresh. It's going to show you the mounted in S3 here. So can you see this? This is going to be done. Aviskar workspace. This is your Databricks, right?
Yeah.
And you see this? The data has been now uploaded here. And this is your S3 file. Correct? So
Correct.
those who have not done, just click on data ingestion. Just show everyone from the beginning. Click on data ingestion. Yeah. And just click on S3. Yeah. Click on workspace here. Not here, this one. This, yeah. Here in yeah, this one. And there is a plus icon. Yeah. So create new. Just click on this and just do next. And you need to paste the bucket name. So you need to, for that, you need to go to here and whatever your bucket destination is, just copy it. And once you do that, go next and you need to generate token. So you need to, once you generate the token, copy this and it will automatically, once you do next, it will automatically going to open the AWS. And once you do that, don't generate token. You don't have to do again and again the same thing. So once you generate token and when you do quick start, then you have to paste that into that credential and it will going to create and just refresh it. Got the point? Has it been resolved? Yeah. Good enough. So now you guys have your, data S3
So we'll have
mount.
to just create the stack for that one, right?
Correct. Just create the stack.
Create the stack. There are no any changes to the line items there? Okay, that personal
No
access
changes.
token.
No changes. Just paste that personal token. That's all. Now can you stop share your screen? Let me.
And I also able to.
So in my bucket, these are the files here. Yeah. And you can create a new and you can create a notebook. So well, I have already did this. This is my workspace and I have created this AWS mount. So once you are done, then you can use list all the files available. So here in my one, there are a lot of files are here. So I did what? I pasted this as three, what we have mounted now. DB utilis, FSLS, then
Just a minute. I think the create stack is taking time. So
okay,
let everyone
just
let
okay,
everyone do that.
okay,
I
sure.
think, yeah.
Yeah, also the create compute is taking a little bit time.
Yeah, even that also took some time.
Dipesh, I got an error while creating the compute, power user compute.
You got error.
Sunit, did you try with personal compute? Uh,
No, Vijay,
Try with personal compute once. What is this error?
Sorry, can you share your screen? I was talking and it was mute. Please share your screen. I'll tell you how to do it. Okay, so now if you do that, personal compute.
this one is already in progress. I already started this shared compute process.
Okay. Okay, so just wait and watch.
Shall I create a new compute with this option?
Okay, you created a shared computer, right? Just stop it. There is an option to stop. Yeah, and delete both of them. Confirm and delete both of them. Delete.
What are the difference between these computes?
What?
What are the difference between these computes? Personal compute, power compute.
See, like as I mentioned yesterday also, so shared compute is like, you can have multiple, processing happening
Oh.
and people are using it. So that point of time you can, like put in a distributed computing environment. So whenever, like, um, when you are doing distributed computing, then you can use this, the shared compute. So,
I recollected it now. Personal versus a shared.
uh,
Yeah, there were two computes that you mentioned yesterday, personal versus shared.
yeah.
Dipesh, after mounting that S3, where we means if we go back again to data ingestion, and if you want to
Just
see
refresh
the,
it.
yeah, I refreshed it. After that, if I want to see the already mounted S3 information, where I can see that in this Databricks.
So there only, when you go inside data ingestion, once you are done, see if you can see here, like I have, initiated. So here, start attach can see that has been attached, and this is the path that I have mounted, and all the files. So in my file, this is the data that is available, right? So here, from this, I to print the data frame, I from PySpark SQL functions, I imported all the functions here. When you put asterisk, you can actually print all the functions over there. Then I loaded the data from here. So this location, okay, this location we have loaded the data, right? And this is our data here. We are reading the data, that's the CSV file. First row is header, delimiter is this one, df.read format, option header is this one, option this one. So then we have read the data. So this is our data. You can see that it will show us the stuff here. Okay. Now I have printed the data. Okay. So this is just the printing my data. So please do that. Just quickly try to do this. Tell me if you can do that or not. My screen visible?
Yes.
Yes, Dinesh.
Okay. So let me just quickly tell you about PySpark. See, because we are supposed to gonna write anything, whatever you are saying here is into Spark only, and so for this you should know some bit of Spark. What is PySpark? Spark we got to know. Spark is nothing but it's a kind of a data engineering big data engine. What is PySpark? So when we assimilate the feature of Python plus Spark, it became PySpark, right? So like we will be discussing how PySpark actually help us. So PySpark is the thing, but PySpark is the Python API to support Apache Spark. Okay, that's called PySpark, right? Now, as I mentioned, Python plus Spark became PySpark. What is the feature of PySpark? So there are multiple features of PySpark. One of this is polyglot, fast processing, and as well as real-time analysis, and like caching, disk persistence. So these things we can do that inside this. So like multiple programming languages framework with the same environment we can do in a form of polyglot with when you talk about PySpark means PySpark itself is a polyglot tool because it's allow us to write a Spark application in Python, right? So you can actually integrate also. So that's why it's called polyglot. Then if I talk about the performance wise, okay, of Python and Scala and all. So let's see, these are the certain configuration. One is when you talk about the performance between Python and Scala. Python is slower than Scala because PySpark is written in Scala itself, but it is very simple to use, and anybody from coming from any background can start using PySpark because it is easy interpretable, right? Where Spark is written in Scala, so it's integrated and it's faster than Python. And Python has simple syntax and being a high level language, it is easy to learn. Whereas Scala has complex syntax, hence, it's not easy to learn it's kind of a Java kind of thing. Scala, if anybody knows. Code readability is very high with Python. Readability, maintenance, and familiarity of code is better than Python API. Whereas Scala is sophisticated language, one need to pay a lot of attention toward readability of code. When we talk about data science library, it's provide a rich set of libraries of data visualization and model building, whereas Scala is lacking to provide all those stuff. Now, one of the thing, as I mentioned, when we talk about what all the features of PySpark, you can do Spark configuration like we have done here PySpark.configuration. Then we can enable some Spark context. You can create the context. What is the context? You can read Spark files. You can create RDD. You can do store. You can create data frames. You have a broadcast and accumulator variables in Spark PySpark. Okay. So these are the stuff that in PySpark you will able to do that, right? So if we talk about Spark config itself, so that is how you're gonna configure Spark. Okay. I will show you how to configure Spark basically. So you need to write some configuration options. So you have multiple types of option of Spark config. You can on and off any particular stuff that you can do that. And that is an option. So multiple options of configurations are there. Like you want to JVM should be none. I mean, you can create some multiple configuration, right? So you can set key value, configuration property. You can set master value, set master URL. You can create app name to set an application name. You can get key default to get a configuration value of key. So some of the most commonly are setting to configure any specific thing. That is how you can define Spark using Spark config. You can create a Spark context. So when you talk about a Spark context, is nothing but is the functionality of a Spark. Okay, it's a main entry point in any Spark program. So if you wanted to, whenever we call the Spark context, it has to coordinate with local file system. So in between there is a Py4j. Py4j is the connector between Spark and Python that we have installed, if you remember, right? Hello?
Yeah,
Yes.
but
Yeah, we were not able to install Py4j with that container issue. Right?
What?
No, got it.
Yeah. So here, this is whenever you are creating a PySpark context, you can define like this. You can put the parameter like this. So you can class PySpark Spark context master none, app name none, Spark home, Py files, environment, batch size, serializer. So what kind of serialization process you want to? These are the optimization techniques, serializations and all. So you can put it here. So this is how you can actually do this. So multiple thing you can do with PySpark. I will be discussing with you. We will be creating RDD with that. So multiple thing, then we are going to create the storage level, inside the parallelize. So when you are parallelizing it in memory, how you wanted to store it. So multiple things are there. So we will be discussing. Then I talk about lazy evaluation already with you, how you can do broadcast variable and also these things I will be discussing with you. So yeah, um, let's begin with then Spark by on Databricks. So here we have your Databricks set up already, and we have print this data here. So now let's create our, the very first RDD. So let's create an RDD using Spark. Is it visible to all of you guys? My screen?
Yes.
Uh,
Yes, tell me.
yes. If you could little bit increase the size, it is good. Otherwise, it's fine if you can.
Okay.
Hey, hi, Dipesh.
Yeah.
This is Sham from the support team. So,
Oh, for AWS?
yeah, there is some issues reported. May I know what is the issue?
The issue is while we are creating the stack of a Databricks on AWS, we're
Okay.
not able to create it. It's showing us a rollback error. Okay, but we are creating this using our own AWS account. We are able to create it. So there are some IAM issues. So can you just fix that?
Yeah, can you please just show me somebody able to show me that the error in that AWS account? So
Basically, I'll show you. So basically, let's say this is an account. First of all,
so you're saying this is working in the private AWS account, right?
yeah, we are working in private AWS account right now.
No, is it configured completely?
Completely in private AWS and it's configured properly.
Okay.
Because it's not letting me inside this. So we are trying to connect the AWS with Databricks.
Means this is the issue while clicking on the jump to console. Is this the issue?
It's not working for me. It is jump to console first. This is not working. Second, after even creating or after even logging into the AWS, when we are creating the stack formation, cloud formation.
Okay.
So that Databricks. So it is showing as an error of rollback.
So basically you're using that quick start from the Databricks directly, right?
Correct. We're creating over there. Even
Got
with
it.
manually also it's not working. So Anyways, you please check it and let us know.
So is this the bucket on the roles are created in AWS account for the configuring this?
What?
So we are accessing the Databricks in like from outside to the AWS organization. So we need to create a bucket, S3 bucket, and the two roles to be created, and it should be configured with the Databricks ID inside the AWS account.
In Databricks, directly able to create a quick start, so that automatically manage.
But the problem is the inside the roles and the trust relationship inside the roles, there are some things we need to be changed. Then only it will work.
Yeah, so like I'll show you here, like here when I create a new workspace, okay. So here it is, you start to create a workspace in just a few clicks. So it's directly going to create, okay.
Correct.
There is nothing I need to make sense. Even if I try manually with your AWS account, it's not creating it, showing a rollback something problem. So you do one thing, if it is possible for you, because we are in the session, you
All
create,
right.
you take my account. I am sharing this with you.
Okay.
You have this account, this user ID.
I have this. I have this.
Please check this user ID and create a AWS and try to
Okay.
post it on AWS. Just try to do that and see what is the problem, so we
Sure.
can create another workspace over it. Okay. You just
Fine, Dipesh. Fine, Dipesh. Yeah.
thank you. So when soon I can
I'll do
expect,
that.
right?
Let me try. Like I will update in next 1 hour.
You're sure. Thank you.
All right.
Okay, guys. So we are discussing this thing. Yeah, and I will on view.
It's fine, Dipesh. It's fine. You can carry on.
Put it on. It's better now, right?
Yes.
So here, see, first of all, as I mentioned here, you can do what we are just creating a new RDD. We are create RDD, and while you're creating a new RDD, there are there are two popular way you create an RDD. One way is loading an external data set and distributing a set of collection of objects. So to do that, we are creating RDD using parallelize function. So parallelize function which takes an already existing collection in our program and pass them to the Spark context. So whatever the context we will be going to use, we will be able to apply this here. So for this, we will be using from PySpark from PySpark dot SQL SQL Spark import Spark session. So we need to init the Spark session, right? So once you do that, uh, like we are supposed to gonna build or create the Spark, Spark context basically. So in order to do that, in order to build that, in order to initiate this, we need to start a session of Spark that we are doing in order to get or create configuration. So we are just configuring this right now. The very first thing is you need to configure your Spark. Then you will start the Spark context, means the functionality of Spark, right? So see this. So I'm just creating this Spark equal to Spark session. Okay. You can put dot builder. Okay, you can directly use either get or create. Okay, or you can, if whenever you wanted to change some configuration, you wanted to give some name, app name. So let's say I wanted to give some app name. So I given the app name. So I can tell the app name. This is my first example. Oh, how I have done. How it's going to be used. Okay, so my Spark first program, and here we're going to do get or create. So basically, you'll be able to do, get or create here. And you can see that this we have initiated, right? So once you do this, then I'm going to create an RDD. So to create an RDD, I am going to create or using, I can read and certain data, or I can create my own data set. So how do we create our own data set here? How we create a data frame using or either creating an RDD? I'll show you here. So here, first of all, this is my Spark dot Spark context. So Spark context. Here, once I did this, I'm see, as I told you, I'm using a parallelize function to create an RDD. So we are using a parallelize function, and here I'm putting some values. So let's say I am taking some value called 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Once I did this, sorry, let's not take this. Let me take some string also. Let me take the string A, B, C. This is some string here, and this is one value, and let me take more items. Okay, then 4, 5, 6, comma D. It is getting more accurate. Okay, and comma 1, 8, 9, and GH I. And yeah, so this is what we have created, right? And once you created this, I'm going to, this is my data. So here, once I did this, uh, once I created this here, now this is right now a kind of a RDD for me. This is an RDD function right now for me. So once I do this here, to have a look here, this is nothing but it's a RDD for us. Okay. And if I wanted to collect this RDD, I can actually collect the element of this RDD. Yeah. So this is an RDD. How would you get to know? So if I do, if I just show you here, df dot type, or just type df, even though it's a PySpark core.rdd. Hello.
Yeah, you're following.
Yeah. Now, if you wanted to convert this RDD into PySpark data frame, so you can actually do this. So basically, if I wanted to convert this into a data frame, so I can define df equal to a data frame equal to df dot to df. Okay, so this is how it's going to create a data frame, but I just wanted to put some column on the top of it. So we have a few things. So here I'm just going to define, let's say, call a few column. Let's say I'm going to define, let's say, column 1. Okay. Column 2. Column 3. Column 4. So this is supposed to gonna define dot show. Yeah.
So Dipesh, because we have used the parallelize function above, based on that, it has understood that it has to create a RDD.
Correct.
Okay, so in addition to that, map, reduce, and other filter join functions, parallelize will also create an RDD.
Correct. So parallelize is a function that will allow you to create from any external or data set to create an RDD of it. Means one is data frame, one is RDD. With the help of parallelize function, you can create RDD directly. Okay. Now, apart from that, you can see this is what this data frame is what this is nothing but it's a type of data frame. So when I show you the type, this is also PySpark dot. It's a PySpark data frame. Oh, sorry.
What is the difference between PySpark data frame and normal data frame?
PySpark data frame isn't distributed in nature. You can apply all the Spark functionality on the top of it. You can use broadcast variable. You can use, accumulator variable. You can use all the functionality of Spark. Whereas normal data frame is nothing but it's a structure of data where, and the PySpark data frame have RDD in backside. So it's nothing but it's like it have all the capability of what Spark RDD have. Like I mentioned when I'm explaining the difference between RDD and the Spark Python, it has been taken up from RDD only. Means data frame is nothing, but it's a taken up from RDD only. Means all the functionality of lazy evaluation and everything is nothing but it's a Spark data frame, right? So whereas normal data frame is nothing but it's a group of like collections and rows and columns. So that's all. But it is in a distributed in nature. It are into Hadoop distributed file system. It is the data frames what you are creating. You can apply all the Spark functionality on the top of it.
Basically, you can apply PySpark programming concepts on PySpark data frame.
Spark program not means it's a kind of a data set arranged in a optimized Spark structure. Like it is using all the process that the Spark is there. Like even let's say even if there is any lazy evaluation happen, it will use it. It will more optimized. You can say that.
Okay.
Yeah. So now when I show you something, let me show you something here. So when I have created this data frame, if you can see, there is a DAG visualizer. So let me show you something. Let's go on compute. So right now, okay, to go to compute here. Now let me show you something. So in compute, you can see that this is what my this is right now running. Oh, both are running.
Deepesh, you want to access Spark UI, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can open from notebook. Can you go back to notebook?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying because in the community version there is a direct option to from here you can do that as well as like I'll come on there also. So this is the notebook that we are running right now. That's called AWS Mount. So here is the Spark UI. Okay. So what I'm trying to show you is here, like these are the job we have submitted. Can you see this? These are the data frame we have created. Okay, these are the jobs we have submitted. Right out of this job, when you are creating, like this is the job we have submitted. Now, uh, this is the pool name description that is actually working for is. These are the stages that has been redirected. So these are the stages that is completed as of now. Okay. Then here these are the executions happening. And let me show you one thing that's called DAG. So let me also show you that. So these are the is on the executor side, what are the execution has happened, it's showing us. Okay. Okay. Let me show you the jobs. So you're saying we can access from here, this now?
No, not there. Yeah, here. Can you 1 second? 1 second. Here, in this cell, 10. Yeah, here it's Spark job ran, right? There was an arrow mark.
This
No,
one, right?
below.
Here, this one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm searching. So here you can see that the Spark that we have submitted, it will show from here also, when you go to view. So here it will show us like what all the stuff has been done here, and it show you the DAG visualization. So what are the DAG? So right now we are doing parallelizing. So this is only one stage has been done here. Can you see that, guys? Okay. Right. Similarly, from this, we created a data frame. From this stuff, we created a data frame. Where is that? Yeah. So when you have created a data frame, we are converting the RDD into this. So these are the jobs has been completed here. You can see that. So job 1 is this. Okay. In job 2, we are doing this. Job 3 is there. Okay, is this same job? Yeah. So can you see this? This is the DAG visualization, how it has been done. So it has done map partition, then map, then whole code gen. So it will show you the complete, set of process that we have done in this whole DAG visualization and how these stages are working, from where it came from. So it will display us everything, what we are actually processing. And then stage 5, the parallelize and everything is done. So this going to visualize everything, this will let us know. That's what we are discussing that time. So, when we actually taken up from the data, when we, creating the form of the stages and all. So stages has been created by DAG. It is calculated like in order to do this, what are the stages has required and what are the job will be completed inside it. So we'll discussing more on that. So just a basic understanding about it.
So this is a view, right? So we are able to see that. So out of this, what should we be inferring as an will this help us to kind of rewrite the code?
Rewrite the code?
How is it? No, this is just a view. So we are able to see this, I agree, but what is it? How does it help?
DAG is giving you an idea like how the process are happening, first of all. Next, if you wanted to optimize, if you wanted to optimize, so that this will also help you in that process. Okay. By looking into this, you will able to understand where the failure are happening, which stages are taking the data. So this give a better understanding, first of all. Second, we will able to understand how we can optimize the after that. So when it'll come on the optimization part, we'll discuss that thing. First, you can do one thing. This is the part you can create, you can write it down. And
And Dipesh, one more thing. Now here we are seeing in the Spark session or this Databricks work. If we want to store this as a log in the backend, so that if any job, now we are building an ETL, right? So at some stage or some level, the ETL will fail. So we need to write these logs, right? Like at which stage it failed or what to identify. Okay, what error has happened. So that is also possible to do in Spark, to write a log file about all these things.
log analysis can be done. So when you go into the Spark UI, there is a complete log you can see over there. Okay. And based on that log, we will able to understand what the problem happening, which stages. We can fine tune that based on that also.
No, this is now we are working, but suppose in a production, I'm saying like if we have built an ETL using Databricks PySpark, okay, and it is running, but due to some error, something failed or something happened, so it failed. So during that time, we'll be not be using this Spark UI, right? So is there something like in the file we can write so that we can go back and we can identify what is the error, or if we can write it into a table or something called audit logs or
Yeah,
something
yeah,
where
log
we
analysis
can
needs
see?
to be done. We can do that by structured streaming.
Yeah.
We can do all the log analysis of
So
ours.
can we include that part in our exercise also when we are doing, so that we'll get a proper experience?
See, we cannot have any log analysis, but yeah, we can do what. But for this, you need to access those using certain API, because you wanted to reconfirm like where the problem is there by analyzing what are the log. So I am afraid like how we will access the log of this Spark to inject that Spark and again analyzing it. So that I need to check, and if it is possible, if it is something that doable, I'll of course I'll include that.
Because that is something we need, right, when we build a ETL using Spark.
See, log analysis done, but for log analysis, you should have an ingester to access that data. So this is the log file. So when you come to the compute, here you can see all the, sorry, here is the Spark UI. So here all the log, where is that log?
Actually, we can store cluster logs, right? Dipesh?
Yeah,
Cluster logs.
yeah, cluster logs.
Yeah. Whatever is happening inside the cluster,
Yeah,
everything
we
can.
can do that. So we can store, then you need to ingest that cluster logs, right?
No. Can you click on configuration? I'll show you here only. There is direct option.
Yeah, okay. So that way you're saying like, yeah, of course, like we have cluster,
First
we have the
option.
cluster here, you can use the somebody else cluster. That way we do analyze. That's what I
First,
told.
can you go to advanced option? I'll show you something.
Mhm.
Logging. Yeah, here destination we can select, and it will store the logs. Every 5 minutes, it will get stored the logs in either S3 bucket or whatever you want. There it will.
Correct. Then we can ingest the data. Yeah. From there we can also do that. Yeah. So after ingesting that logging file, whatever we are doing, then we can ingest that, and then we can analyze and get it resolved. So that way we can do that. Yeah. Or another option is like in Azure, there is a loggers. So with that loggers also, you will able to ingest from there, and that's how you can access it. Or there are a few more solutions for logging and accessing those things and let's get it resolved. Okay, we'll discuss these things, when we come on that part. As of now, we have discussed this parallelize function, and I believe you have gone through this. Yeah, did I share the code, parallelize code, right? So you all can type it down, just get an output. And okay, it's 11:10. Let's have a break. We'll come back. Hi guys, I'm back. Audible to all of you. Hello.
Yes, Dipesh.
Yeah. So, okay. Now moving further, like we have read this data, we created this we created this using parallelize function, right? But there's the same thing if you wanted to create data frame directly, if you wanted to create data frame, so there is also one option. Let's say I'll show you. So here, instead of that, if I'm creating a data frame called employee, right? And here I'm creating this data frame called Spark dot create data frame, and you can define some of the elements here. You can do whatever elements you wanted to define. Like I can make an structure of element here. One. Two. I could define some values here. Let's say I'm gonna define some values. Let's say called the first ID. Then inside this, let me put some value. Let's say called the page and some of his salary. Let's say called like USD. Then we have into certain more values like department IDs and all. So here I can define some of the values like this. So here you can see that I have taken up I'm taking everything in string. Yeah, and correct. So put like this. I will take some more values. Yeah, we can. Okay, so here you can see that once I have taken this data, then I can define my column name here. So once I define this, I can define column name into like this way. So here is my ID, then here is my, let's say, column name. Here is my salary, then here is my department ID. Yeah, so this is how we created the data frame, and this is being created. Yeah, so here whenever I'm going to do, so there is a function of Databricks, I'll show you. It's called display. So even I can show, I'll show you here. I can show dot show, and either I can use this display function. So this is just to show the data frame, or if I have anything that I want to display, so I can use the Databricks display function. That's for display. These are Yeah. So this is a display function. So Databricks have some magic functions. So display function will allow you to, do kind of change the values here. You can see that you can sort the values directly here from this values. You can change the type as well as, or you can edit a lot of things. You can actually, this is a table. If you want, there are multiple things you can do with, this data frame. Like one of the example I'll show you. So this is your data, right? And this I have taken like this way. Yeah. So now, here I wanted to do a visualization, let's suppose. So it will create a complete visualization charts. I'll come on that, not now. So I will discuss with you. Yeah, so we are discussing this. So here, this is how we created a data frame also. Now let's read the data. Let's read the data and try to, do some basics functionalities of this using, like making some, basic reading the data and just putting into certain things. So I'm supposed to gonna give you a data here. Let me share some certain data with you guys. Let me give you some certain data. Yeah. So you can do one thing, you can even upload this data into S3 if you wish. So here I'm supposed to gonna read a data, and I will be doing is spark dot read, and I'm going to read a JSON file. So a JSON file that I have already mounted on the top. Here you can see that here is my data, and I have kept this data here, the JSON file. Yeah. And df dot show. If I'm audible to you guys.
Yeah, Dipesh.
Okay. So we have read the data. In this data, we have some certain values, let's say called age and name, and null 30, 19, Michael, and value. So let's quickly look around how we actually work around it. So if you wanted to know the schema of your data, okay, so we have age and name. So we can print a schema for that, right? So for that we have print schema. So schema will let you know what kind of a schema you have of this data. So this data have age and name. Okay, age is a long type and name is a string type. Okay, so it is a long type and it is a string type. And if you wanted to print the columns, so I can print the columns. So when you print the column, so this is the PySpark data frame functionality I'm telling you. So here, this you can able to print the columns here, that is age and all. Even though, if you remember in pandas, I had told you the descriptive statistics or summary, you can say that. Here you can also do summary, but when you do df.describe, okay, this will show you like this. So here, this is the output. This describe, and this data frame describe summary string and all. And if you wanted to display how the description happened, so here you can do that. So it will show you the summary of your statistics. Can you see this? Yeah. Now, let me tell you, you know what happens sometimes when you read the data, you know, from any API or from any sources, an organizational have their own certain schema. They read the data into their own certain schema. So some data make it easier, you know, because we are reading the data into tabular form, right? So we haven't, you know, sometimes you in your organization, you have your own predefined schema, and you had to set the schema yourself. If you are not dealing with any read method or does not have any infer schema, so Spark actually allows the tools that you need. You just require to specific some structure. You can create your own schema, you know, rather, you know, you are inferring the schema accordingly, or you can create your own schema, right? So how you can create your own schema, we are discussing that. So schema creation is like, you know, you are making a kind of a pipeline. The data will be read into that particular structure. Did you understand what we're trying to do that?
Reading the data into an existing table, existing
Putting
schema.
the data into structured into existing schema.
Hmm.
Hmm. So what kind of data it will be? Like when I've read the data on the top on CSV, I have infer the schema, right? So the schema that is present accordingly it is printing. But we can define our own schema. So how we can define our own schema? So for that, there are some certain functions we need to import from PySpark. Well, we have already imported that, but let me tell you what all the functions may require. So from PySpark.sql dot types, we will import, either we can do asterisk or everything will be get installed. But let me tell you what all the functions may require. So that is structure, struct field, string type, integer type, struct type. So these are certain things. Now, yeah. So in imported structure field, string type, integer type, struct type, because we have certain data we wanted to first populate accordingly. So we are creating our own schema. So for that, I'm creating a schema that I named, let's say, called data schema. And in this data schema, I'm creating my own structure field. So you can see that this structure field we're going to create struct field in which I'm going to take this age as a integer type and struct field name as a string type. Okay, that's what I'm going to do. So yeah, so here age is integer type, true. Struct field name is a string type, true, right? So once I did that, I'm going to proceed further. I'm going to create a final structure in which I will put the data. Okay, so I create the final structure type and then I will populate the data. So let me just show you. So the final structure is is yeah. So struct type fields equal to data schema. So this is your final structure that we have created. So while reading the data, like here I have infer the schema on the top. While reading the data, I infer the schema. If you can see that, I infer the schema. Here first row, oh sorry, we have not infer the schema here, but generally we need to infer the schema. If you have seen in the table also, we need to infer the schema, like whatever the existing schema, we will infer that. But you can create your own schema also. So this is my final structure of data. Now I will read the data again. I'll show you while you are reading in your own certain schema, how you do that. So here I will be reading my own new data. So let's say the new final df is nothing but is spark dot read dot json, and the name of this data is location of is this one. Yeah, and I'm reading into my own schema. So schema will be okay. Schema is nothing but it's a final schema. Correct. So this is the final structure, and when I'll print this df now. Okay, df dot print schema. So here you can see that I'm able to get this age as an integer type, name as a string type. Got the point? How do you define your own structure while reading the data itself? Hello.
Dipesh, what does true indicates in the struct field function?
What?
What is true indicates in the struct field after the integer type function is
Yeah,
defined?
just making it, we are utilizing this, right? So we in a structure field integer type, we are mentioning true, means it's going to be, like that this is the what we have used. So true it. Means integer type, we are making it true, 1.
What happens if we pass false to that? Can we pass false as a value?
Yeah, I mean, if I pass a false here,
It is accepting, which will impact the column.
correct? You not run all of them. Age was already what? Nullable true.
Whether the field can be null or not.
Mm-hmm.
That's the purpose of the field or argument.
Correct. Yeah.
Dipesh, like when we are creating a schema, like it will be like, will it be kind of a table which will be persisted in Databricks, right? And then, or how it works? Like, is it similar to a SQL table? I'm asking.
Which
Because
one? Schema.
yeah, we are creating fields, right? And we are giving data types, etc. So we do similar way in the SQL as well, right? We give the data types, we give the field names, etc. And then we insert the data. Similarly, what we did here is like analogous, right? So we
Yeah, you
created
can say that. So basically, it's kind of
no, well, what is the significance of this? Like how to use it? Like basically,
how to use it. Means
is it like a table or?
it's not a table, it's kind of a, like I'll show you when we read the CSV files, certain schema that we have defined, or sometimes we use their own schemas that it is maintaining, right? So when you define your own schema, you are meaning to say that you have created a certain pipeline, that whenever the data is going to be read, the fields that we define into that certain way. So like while you are showing, we have created a table, right? We were able to make changes. So it's predefined. We have set a condition for that. So kind of a structure. So that's the meaning of this.
So Dipesh, instead of then creating the schema, we also
can
have an
alter it.
option.
Yeah.
No, we also have an option to create a simple create table, execute one create table command, and have the table created, and then whatever we want to
Store
read
inside
as a
this. But
JSON.
why you will do this effort? Instead of while reading the data, while this is a kind of ingestion, you are doing ingestion of data, right? That you are ingesting the data, okay, and converting into RDD. So once you are creating an SQL table, then you are again converting into reading the data, and then you're converting. So 3 times you have to do effort, right? So this is the way you are just reading the data without creating multiple RDDs.
Okay.
Yeah, and this true indicate that contain null values or not. So that's what the meaning of this. Okay, so yeah, means now moving further here, let me tell you the more concepts on that. So once I did this, once the datas are here with us, and once I made this, we printed the schemas and all, how to slice the element, like how to access the element. So here, let's say if I have a data frame and I have this page. So here you can do using df also. So when you do df age, it's going to print the column name. In general, when you do into pandas data frame, if you remember, like pandas data frame actually print the values of it. Do you remember that? Yeah. whereas it is just printing the column name here, right? Now, if you wanted to check the type, so this type, if you wanted to check, this is a column type. It's a PySpark column. Okay, it's a PySpark column. So it's a PySpark column. It will show you the output that it's a PySpark SQL.column. Okay, and if you wanted to access the element inside the column, so you need to use a command here that's called select. Df.select age. So then it will print the output or the values available inside that. Okay, and even though you need to display it, okay, you need to display it. Got the point?
Yeah.
So this is how it's happened, and this going to define as a data frame.
How
Now
do you
let's
select rows?
what?
How do you select rows? You're selecting columns here.
Uh-huh.
I want to select rows.
You want to select?
Rows
Yeah,
of a table.
I'll come on that. I'll just tell you like how to use select a specific element.
Okay.
Will come on that. So here, let's say I wanted to select multiple rows and multiple, mm, you know, column and all. We can do that by using this. We can slice that element over there, and here this is the data with us. Now, apart from this, let's say if you have multiple values and you want to display multiple values here, you can define this here. Age, comma, name. Yeah. Sorry. So here, kind of. Now, let's suppose if you wanted to create more column on this. So let's say if you wanted to create a new column. So a new column. So here for this, we have df dot with column. Okay, with column. Okay, and you can define this like you can create a new column from an existing column also. So here you can see that it's automatically showing some certain kind of abbreviation. So let me accept that. So here you can see that what it is doing is new column it is creating from age and it is adding one inside this. So yeah, that is okay for us. Just create it. Can you see this? So if you wanted to select the specific, it will do for the specific display. But since it has added this in 3120, it's going to create for you. So that is how this will happen. Apart from that, if you wanted to rename any specific column, so simple rename you wanted to do. Column renamed. Okay. So here you can see that this age has been converted as a new age. Okay. So this age has been converted as a new age. So these are the stuff that you can do that, just basics of this.
Yeah,
And
so question here. So basically, in this data frame, like this original data frame is now getting changed, right?
we are just printing. We have not made any changes over there. We're just
Data
printing.
frame
If
is
we
there.
want to update, then I need to update like this. df equal to df dot with column. So it's getting updated on that.
Okay, we are just printing it here.
Printing. So this is it. And yeah, you're writing also. Okay. So Now, let's say this table we have created, right? Now, as I mentioned here in Spark, you can use using SQL or not. The one thing is you can create this as a temporary view, this table that you have created, or you can register the data frame as a SQL temporary view. So how to do this? How you register as the data frame as temp view. Here it is. So here you can see that when I show you the SQL results. So in order to create the SQL results, you need to convert this data frame as a SQL view. So here directly you need to convert that df.age.create create or replace temp view, and you can name this as a anything, like you can define this as a, like anything you wanted to define. So let's say I am naming it like as a people only, my data set. And you see that this table, the data frame that we have created, what happened? Type error, column object is not callable. df.age, sorry, I mentioned age. Yeah. So this data frame now converted as a table. Okay. So either I can write PySpark code, okay, or either I can directly write Python code. So if I convert as a Scala code, Python code, any code I can write. So if I just type down the Python code, so let me show you. If you wanted to use this as just a Python code only, or you wanted to execute the SQL queries inside that, you can also do that. So let's say you have a SQL results using PySpark equal to spark.sql. Okay, you can select the queries. Let's say call people. So you see that when I print this SQL result, SQL results. Okay, so here it will, print this SQL queries. As now it is in data frame because we're running this way. So you can display this as the data frame only, right? So you can see this. But if you wanted to run this table, since it is already converted as an SQL query, so you can use SQL queries here, and you can actually use this. You see that? Hello?
As the patient.
Yes. You can use SQL queries like select from people, let's say pair page is equal to 30. Oh, correct. And DAB 30. So you can actually run the Spark SQL and PySpark queries and everything over here, right? Just the basic of it. Let's do one thing. You're done? Able to do that? Can you please quickly write this? You have this data, you have uploaded it. Anybody please share your screen and show me like if you're able to do that easily.
I can share. Is my screen visible?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm able to do it with the people. I just changed the few data and the column names and tried it. I'm able to see.
Thank you. Right. Now, yeah, I mean, the next, let's talk about some basic operations of this. So for this, for basic operations, okay, I will be going to read, certain data here. Here, I'm going to take the data, new data. Let me take, let's call it here only. It's going to be again and again, right? So I'm going to take a data here, spark dot read, okay, dot CSV, okay, and we are going to read a data here. So here we have, like we have multiple data. Here you can see that I uploaded few data already on the top. And this time I'm going to take this data Apple stock data. Yeah. So this data we have taken up and we need to read this data. So while we're reading this data, we need to make some changes. So when we read this data, we need to first make header equal to true and infer schema, to make it true, because whatever the schema present inside that, we wanted to make it access that only. So here for that purpose, here I'm going to take infer schema is true and header is also true. So this is what I have taken and df dot show. Yeah, so you can read this data. Now, once you read this data, once you get the data, let me just show you this schema. We're able to print the schema. So what are the columns we have for this in the data? We have, let me print this. These are the column date, open, high, low, close, volume, adjusted, close, and all. All right. So there is some section, there is a way by which you can access the data on Spark SQL, and you can use functionalities like filter and all. You can filter. So using SQL like queries, we can filter like this. So here df dot, you can do filter, let's say in close, if I'm just checking, close is greater than 500. So these are the data that is lesser than 500. Okay, so got it. Yeah. These are certain data. Then we can do multiple other stuff. And let's say if I wanted to access any one of them, based on this, I wanted to access this, based on this, the one we have done, and lesser than 500, and I wanted to use this select the open, O is capital actually. Open dot. I wanted to only access open. Close, select is spelling it wrong. Yeah, now you can do multiple other, let's say you wanted to access multiple files, you can do that easily. But instead of this, I wanted to access multiple files. Open and close. Hey, where is the change of the UI color? Everybody can help me. It is black. I wanted to put into white. The user interface has been changed a lot.
Maybe under profile.
The left hand side. Header is there, right?
Where? Header. View.
File edit view.
File. And where is that?
Format notebook.
View.
Oh.
The light thing.
Editor thing.
Under cell layout. View cell layout.
View.
Cell layout.
Mute.
No, 1 second. Workspace theme.
View workspace theme, select light.
Yes.
This is what? No changes. Okay. Help. Okay. So now yeah, again, one thing I wanted to tell you, let's suppose if you remember that in when we were using the filtration using pandas. So in pandas, when we were filtering, let's say I wanted to type something that's called yeah. So, see in pandas, let's say I have a condition, means I want to produce an output which should be in a certain way, like it should be closer than 200 and above than 500, open should be above than 500. So if I just produce, if I wanted to filter here, like, why it is like this? It's not going. Not able to see. Okay. So let's say if I wanted to use like this, let's say I have a condition that the close I want it to be lesser than like close should be and we have open should be above than 200 and I wanted to display yeah. So the problem is when I filter df close lesser than 200. So like how we actually able to read it in this. Yeah, it will not work like this way. We need to get it into parentheses. So here I will use it and so how we can do that? Let me comment this.
So it's also saying that you have to use and as a symbol, not and as.
Yeah, that's a Boolean kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I can use this the same and this is my data and I'll make sure that it should be in a this filter I'm doing this and this way. df close lesser than 200 very irritating 200 and df open everything 200 again and here make sure I'm going to display to us. So got it. So we use this Boolean operator. Okay, in PySpark. Similarly, like whenever you are using this, we can use some parentheses and separating some statement. And like we can use or not, whatever you wanted to use, you can do that. And if you wanted to access the data using this filter, then again you can use that, you can access the data. You can actually print another form of data as well, right? Yeah. Here, if I wanted to collect any Python object out of my element, let's say I wanted to access any specific element, let's say I show you. So I have df dot filter, and I wanted to access from, let's say, call low. I wanted to access this from this low. I actually wanted to filter. That is my df low equal to, let's say I'm taking this 197.16. 197.16. Okay, I want to collect that value, right? I want to collect that value. So I wanted to access, collect that value. So basically in Panda, we were able to access using just directly that element we can access by slicing it or something like this. Here you need to collect. You can slice, but you need to collect that element. Okay. So I'll show you something like this. So here is the element, right? Now I'll show you something. Here is the value. So when I collect this 197.6, when I did this, for 197 point this, all the values is given to me here. All the row has been taken up. Hello? Are you getting my point?
Yes.
Yeah. And
different than show.
Huh?
When you are saying that we are using collect, right? So what is
Collecting
it doing?
element.
What does, like, when you when you write that as a show, so that will also show the same information, right? Or it will show in the
No. Show and collect is different. When you show, you are displaying the data frame, a kind of printing the data frame, whatever it is. But when you collect, so collect is kind of printing an RDD elements.
how I can use this now further after collecting.
So this is the element. So now if you wanted to slice any one of the element in detail, you can slice that element, right? So collect brings all data into the driver memory. Basically, it is printing all the data into the driver memory, and it can cause memory issue if the data set is too large. So while you are collecting, you are accessing that data, RDD over there, means you wanted to get the element. And whereas, when we actually talk about show purpose is the method to display the content of the data frame. So whatever the tabular format of data or the console will be there, it will be there. And if further you wanted to access any element, you have collected this. So you will put into any, let's say you will put into this call element X, and this is the data that you have collected.
It's a data subset. We are collecting it.
Correct. Kind of, you can say that. So now this element has been taken up into X. Now further you can do slicing on the top of it. Or here itself you can do slicing on the top of it as any specific element you wanted to access. Let's say the zeroth you wanted to access. So here it will print that particular element. Can you see that? That is the idea. Okay, so now if I wish, like, collected the data, and this is the result. Let's say I put this data I'll show you something. If I wanted to convert this into kind of, let's say this is my data frame, I'm just going to create a dictionary of this element. I'll show you. So this is the data, and for me, okay. Now I wanted to convert this result, that the one that we have already created. I will be taking. I wanted to take this as the first row means, see, because when I printed the result, and we have seen that result are printing like this. So it's what happened? That's fine. So please have a look. It is actually accessing the element, but this element is inside a kind of a list. You can see that, correct? To access the element of this list, I need to get this. I need to put this. Then I'll get this element. It's a row. It's a row type of value. If you just print the type of it, so it will show you it's a row type. Can you see that? Yeah. So now if I want that row should be, like this row, I'm converting this result. 0 is my value, and I want to convert into as a dictionary. So I can convert this row as dictionary. Okay. And this dictionary that we have created, then I can print the specific values also inside that. If I wanted to access any value, I can run a loop and I can print all the values of everything, So that's why if I do for item in a result, zero or row, you can say that. So here you can print item. These are the values of it. Oh, sorry. Can you see that? Okay. The basic understanding. Okay, now what I want you just quickly do that, discussing more. Next, we will be discussing some of their transformation functions. It is like, so we've been discussing this. So there are multiple functions of PySpark, right? One by one, if I tell you a few of them, like the GroupBy functions and all. So for this, you can use either this data, but for this data, we don't have much things to look around it. So we have one more data that I have mounted here. That's the sales. Yeah. So here, I mounted this data, and let's walk around it. So let's suppose if I have to read this data. So here, okay, let's not create any Spark session, directly read the data. You're talking something?
Codes. Yeah, hi Dipesh. Can you share us the previous lines of codes that slicing and collecting the data?
Okay. So basically, if it's a community version, I could have shared directly and you can access easily. But in this case, I need to.
This notebook can be shared. I think there is export notebook.
Correct. With the help of notebook, I can do.
No, there is a share option also on
Share
the top
option
right,
is
right?
also.
Hello.
But Yeah, share is
The
there. So
top
if
right
you give
share,
a
you can
share
add,
link,
I think, us into that or something
copy
like that.
link is there. Yeah. Let's see if you can check and if you are able to access it. Not able to log in your own. Huh?
Or else you can just add our emails here. I think that will allow us to access that.
I don't have your mail ID.
Oh, we can give that, not a problem.
Will this work?
I think better to try import. You'll have to add all everyone's email, right?
Or
Yeah, you can
you
share,
can just
export and
export
share.
the notebook. IP and
Because
IPython notes.
because what is happening is like if we are typing along with you, right, then I'm not able to concentrate on what you are explaining.
Yeah, I can download.
Yeah, that share doesn't work actually.
What? This one?
The share link which you shared
Yeah, that will not work.
won't
That
work.
is only working into community version. In
Yeah.
community version, when we share, directly you can access, anybody can access from anywhere without even logging.
So in this case, Deepesh, so suppose now one team is there who is working on this code. So how they will manage uh, if multiple people has to work on this?
Then you all should have a cluster. You all are into AWS workspace.
Hmm.
That is a different case. In that case, you can add more users to it. Okay, on my AWS account, are you getting, or on this workspace account, right? So you all will have an access of that workspace. That
Same
way,
workspace,
edit and everything. But here is a different case. Like you all have your own different
different
workspace.
account. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, let me create a new file instead of every day I'm just mounting or accessing this. This is the AWS mount, right? Now I will be going to create a new notebook and let me name it.
Yeah, I think from the concept wise, if we can do this, it will also help us. We can focus on.
Yeah. Not understood. What is it?
What I'm telling, so if you can create the notebooks like this for different concepts and
Correct.
can share this.
Basics, the one I have told you is the basic one. Now every new concept I will create in a new notebook. So,
yes.
Group by and aggregate. So here, let me just quickly the data. Let me do this from PySpark. From PySpark .sql import Spark session, right? And we are supposed to then start a Spark equal to Spark session dot live, right? Let me name it here. Group by an aggregation kind of thing. right? So this is what our, then I have just created this. Now I will create my data frame as spark dot read CSV, and we are going to read sales info. So for that, yeah, here you can see that. So so here, when I'm just going to read here, it's like read.csv, and let me put my location here. That is S3 CSV. And again, you know what to do. I need to do infer schema to header is equal to 2. So this is the data. And let me just type down df dot print schema. Yeah. So you can see we have company. Yeah. So these are certain things, company, person, sales. These are some certain elements we have. So basically it's sales information we have. Now, once we have this, we can move towards, we can group by company. So here, let's say I wanted to show you how to group by this. So the same way we are able to do inside this, what we say, in kind of pandas. Similarly, you can do here as well as, that is group by company. Yeah, but I'm just going to do that. Company, right? So here you see it is a Spark group data expression company value. This is something that we show. So basically it's a group data showing us. Now if I wanted to find out the mean of it, I can do this dot mean dot show. Yeah. So it is the data. Group by mean dot show. You can actually able to access the data. Now, once you did this, you have done the group by company mean dot show. You can actually find out multiple elements. Like I've done this, you can find out for expressing multiple functions on the top of it. You can find out max. Correct. You can multiple things you can do that, right? You can do sum. Yeah. And one thing that you can actually look further is, let's suppose you have you wanted to aggregate some functions on the top of it. So how you can do that? How we have done the aggregation over there? So like similarly, if I wanted to find out an aggregation function, so we can do that. Here for aggregation function, we can write this df dot aggregation of sales column tag dot show. Yeah.
And Dipesh, suppose if we have to find out, if suppose we are grouping it with the company and identifying the total number of the sales, and then if we have to apply one condition that where the sales is greater than suppose 800, give only those company names, then how do we apply that extra condition in that group by?
Did not understand.
So on the top of the cell, you can see we have group with the company and then taking the total sum of the sales. So suppose on top of it, if we have to apply one more condition where we have to get only those company names where the sum of sales is only greater than 800, then how do we apply that condition?
Yeah, that we can do that. For this, we need to create a grouped aggregation. And first, we need to group by company, and then that group aggregation of that data, we will find like the sales maximum, or you can do filter or any condition you can write on the top of it. Yeah. So you can create any condition. You can tell me, I'll let you know. So here, basically what I have done is we have find out the sales max here. Generally, if I wanted to see like you wanted to find out the distinct or some any kind of further information on the target. Like I'll tell you one example related to your requirements. So let's say you wanted to find out like the distinct sales, the type of distinct sales of the company. So what are the different company sales are there? So how are you gonna do that? Right? So we have sales, right? Sales. What are the different distinct sales happen? Or what are the distinct companies are there? Or you can say unique companies. Will you try?
Group by company and sum of sales. That
Check. You can check this. Please check all of it. Somebody asked question, so that time like how to access a row. So did you got your answer by using select function, right?
Yeah.
And there is one more function dot first also. Using that also we can also print the rows.
Dipesh, do you have documentation for all PySpark data frame functions or methods?
I would have something I will share with you.
Okay.
Okay, so let me just quickly tell you. Basically, you can do using there is a functions inside inside SQL called count distinct. So let me just tell you. So from PySpark dot SQL functions import count distinct average standard deviation. So these are the certain functions that we can actually look around, right? Multiple of these functions can be there. Now, then you can do df dot select count distinct sales. Okay. You can find out average of sales, standard deviation, and show. So you can see that I've done. And
so Deepesh, so these functions has to be imported, or is there any package which can be imported at one time and the functions could be used in that?
either you use this. Okay, why I'm telling you, you should know like why we are using it. Otherwise, So here, once you do a streak, it imported
Star
all.
is it? Ah, that's what. Okay.
Dipesh, I have one question. So in Python, we had pandas as a library for data transformations. But we again created a PySpark SQL functions, right, for data transformation functions, right? So why did we create a new library? Why didn't we, use pandas as a library?
See, you need to understand one thing. You are using Spark. You are not using Python. You are using Python as an API to communicate with Spark. So
Correct.
PySpark is a coordination between Python and Spark. So while you are
Correct.
using pandas on pandas is a all different data frame. Okay, pandas is a kind of making a data frame by their own structure by using the leverage, the idea of everything related to that. But it's all around Spark is creating their own type of data frames, right? And to invoke that, to coordinate with that, there is a complete set of Python packages are written. Okay, and that is how it is working.
Basically, initially Spark was only has RDD when it launched in 2012. In 2014, data frame concept came. Why it came is because RDD was too complex to use, and also many data scientists are using SQL and Python. So using data frame, they are just diverted. Means they have created a Python API and SQL API. So, data frame is same data frame, but we are using the Spark. If we create UDF or something, then Python Py4j library we used, right? Python for Java. So that will convert back to Java code, and it will run the Spark. It will run on top of the Spark. And if we do UDF, then it will do serialization, pickling. Instead of serialization, it will do pickling. If we do Scala UDF or Java UDF, it will do serialization. And these are the things actually.
That's correct. But what I am not able to understand is that, Python API, right? So the idea of having Python API was to use the Python code, right, in Spark, right? And pandas
You
is
need to
one.
understand one thing. Pandas is all set on a different library. Okay. Python is what? Python is Python. Okay. There are packages on the top of us built in. Okay. With the creating functions. So pandas is also a kind of a package, an API.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pandas can't be used as in cluster mode.
In
It was
cluster mode,
always
you
single
can.
node. It was always single node. And Spark, we can leverage clusters, means we can do parallel processing. Pandas was also faster. If we have small kind of workloads, then we have to use pandas. There, if we use Spark, then it won't make any sense. For bigger workload, if you use pandas, then it also won't make any sense.
So
So
what I'm saying is we can't do the partitioning or we can't break the data in pandas, right? As we
yeah,
can do in
yeah, that you are correct. We can't take the leverage. We can do partition maybe, but we can't leverage the parallel processing.
Not use any Spark functionality, no, afterwards. Until unless you don't convert this into PySpark data frame.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, thanks, Dipesh.
Okay. Moving further, as I mentioned, see, let's say if someone is there and they wanted to, uh, like, here I wanted to define, see, we are getting a value like this. So instead of that, I have the round of these things. I have this one only, let's suppose. Now, but instead of C, let me put here. Yeah. So let's say I want to format anything, so I can do that. Just going to type here, and that is your This is my data. And this and then here because is not as steady, right? And DS now. So sales steady dot select. Let's say I wanted to format this number, right? So here, as I mentioned here, instead of this, I wanted to import everything. So let's say I'm importing this. So all the functions going to be imported now, including format number and all. So format number is there. I'm formatting till 2 decimals. So let's say I wanted to format this std std till 2 decimals. Okay, one more thing. Sorry, I forgot. Let's say here one thing. Here, let's say here it is showing us stdv sales. I wanted to alias. You know the method alias? Hello.
No, Deepesh, it wasn't clear. What did you say? Alias. Okay.
So basically, we are just
Yes, Dipesh.
like in SQL also we can do that.
Maybe yesterday should be in double quotes.
Sorry. Yeah. So you can see that this might have created this. Study. So here we have the study has been renamed. It's not renamed, by the way. Kind of putting the values like this one, and then just a minute. Yeah. So this is std, and once the std is here, see, like say I wanted to define till the 2 decimal as I mentioned here, colon 2 dot show here. You can see that this is formatted till the 2 decimal only, right? So yeah, it's kind of you can format this, and then not just this, but let's say I wanted to take this. I wanted to do order by condition, means putting into ascending or descending order, that you can do that. So here you can see that we are doing df dot order by. If I wanted to decreasing, I can put decreasing, or if I wanted to, so here it's going to print for me, right? So that is all about some basics of, we'll discuss more tomorrow. If you have any question around this, you can ask. I will share you this as well.
Actually, I missed one thing. Like Rajat, actually, if we in Databricks, right, and like we have Spark data frame and we convert to like Pandas data frame. Okay, and like I saw in the one of the Spark Summit event, they introduced Colas maybe around 2021. Yeah, Colsec something. So what that will do is on top of the Pandas, it can do in distributed fashion. So like here in Spark data frame, if we convert to Pandas data frame, then it will use that colas and not normal Pandas. If you do with install Pandas, right, it will be different.
Okay, so you are saying we have to use Spark Pandas?
Yeah, inside Spark also we can use pandas. It was introduced in 2021. And like normal pandas is standalone. Okay, they implemented few more things over normal pandas so that it can be distributed.
Okay.
Yeah. But
And in Spark, we will use like normal import pandas library, or like how will it happen, or do we need to import it in a certain way?
PySpark.pandas import, something like
Okay,
that.
and that way we can use
Yeah, that way we can use.
Panda code, and that will work in distributed ways, what you're saying.
Yes.
Okay.
That was not import PDF pandas, but it was from PySpark.sql. Something is there.
Acha, okay. And what was that Coalescent? What you were saying,
Those
Coalescent?
are the methods of like optimization and all. We can do for a second. We'll discuss that part.
Okay. ठीक है Nikhil, thank you so much.
Okay, guys. So enough for today. Just please have a look onto this, whatever we have discussed.
Do we need to stop the all stacks S3 buckets to avoid billing?
I think you will get. So you have already 14 days of trial, right? So you have not uploaded much on S3, right? So do not worry about it. We have time, but like after this session, you can close it. You can flush everything, but don't create any EC2 instance or anything else.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Do you have any questions before that?